I'm at a loss for words. Let's get into it. What is going on, everybody? I hope you all had a great weekend. Hopefully, you all got to watch a lot of baseball. You got to spend time with your family and loved ones. So, hopefully, you're all having a good start to the week. If you haven't yet, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video, share this out with anyone you know. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's get right into it. How about these New York Yankees? They opened their season on the road against the Houston Astros, their rivals. And I don't know about you, but I was not expecting a 4-game sweep. And I expect them to split the series. And I would have been very happy with that. All right. I mean, I know we're 4 games in. The Yankees are 4-0. But the Yankees in these 4 games have done something in these games that they did not do in all of the 2023 season. The pitching never gave up, even if the odds were somewhat against them. The bats came through, especially in clutch moments. They were more patient at the plate. They made the opposing pitchers work. The defensive plays came in at the right time. You know, the plays mattered. All those defensive plays mattered. They saved the team from losing a couple of those games. All right. If you ask me, if this was the 2023 Yankees, and I know I keep going back to the 2023 Yankees, this team would have been 1-3 right now, maybe 0-4. All right. There's a lot of credit that needs to go around. And we got to start with Juan Soto. I mean, we have to start with Juan Soto. In these 4 games, he's made a big difference. He has come through in the clutch, both at the plate and in the outfield. All right. There was question marks about Juan Soto's defense, and his defense is not that great. And I've said it before. The Yankees did not get Juan Soto for his defense. They got him for his bat. And he is a complete player. He is a complete player. And as far as his defensive abilities go, he made a couple of good defensive plays in this series. All right. Clutch plays. And that helped this team win. And yesterday, in the final game against the Houston Astros, he got a hit off of Josh Hader, who's arguably one of the best closers in the game. And that in the top of the ninth, the Yankees took the lead 4-3, and they ended up winning. And in the bottom of the ninth of that game, John Birdie, who the Yankees traded for with the Marlins, made that great defensive play at third base. And if it wasn't for that play, they probably would have lost that game. And then Verdugo made that diving catch to close out the game. All right. But let's talk about Juan Soto. Let's talk about how great he's been in these 4 games so far. All right. If we want to talk about his stats, all right. So far, 17 at-bats, 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, a 529 average, 600 OBP, 1365 OPS. Now, those are some impressive numbers. Those seem like video game numbers. It's insane how high those numbers are right now. I mean, I'm sure at some point those numbers might come down. You know, maybe we'll see. But Juan Soto has some incredible plate discipline. You know, you can't strike him out. You know, he's going to put the ball in play, whether he gets out or gets a hit, gets a home run. It's guaranteed he's going to put the ball in play if he makes contact with that ball. Right? Or if he doesn't make contact with the ball, he's going to draw a walk. He's not easy to deal with. Opposing pitchers are going to have a very hard time dealing with him, and he has shown that so far in the first 4 games. All right. As far as the other bats go, we got to give a lot of credit to Oswaldo Cabrera. Many of us, and including myself, we wrote him off. We weren't really sure if he had it. If he had it. Again, he started off spring training rough, but he ended on a high note. But at the time, I was saying I don't know if it was enough for me to say, okay, this guy has what it takes. But he's proven me wrong. In this 4-game series against Houston, he has played extremely well. I've been very happy with his performance. In one of those games, he went 4 for 5. I mean, he had an incredible game, and he's had an incredible series. So, shout out to Oswaldo Cabrera for stepping up. All right. Other guys in the lineup, they came through in the clutch. They got hits when it mattered. They hit a home run when it mattered, right? Even Giancarlo Stanton, who's been, struggling so far, he got a solo shot. But there needs to be some improvement from him. He's not quite seeing the ball, and he's still swinging out of the strike zone. All right. There needs to be some improvement from Gleyber Torres. I feel like Gleyber Torres is over swinging. He's over committing. He needs to go back to who he was during spring training. All right. So there needs to be some action from Gleyber Torres. Now with Aaron Judge, some fans are concerned that he's off to a slow start, but let's not forget he usually starts off a little slow, but then he picks it up. So give the captain some time. He'll come back around. He'll be hitting it. He'll be hitting in no time. And once he starts hitting, and with him and Soto as the back-to-back, it's going to be a nightmare for the opposing teams. It's going to be a nightmare for the opposing pitchers. So give it some time. Another name that I will mention on the offensive side is Anthony Volpe, who has been extremely patient at the plate. He's seen the ball better. He's matured. There is a night and day difference between now and where he was last year. And, shout out to James Rosen for, improving his plate appearances. So Volpe's been stepping up too. Volpe's been looking great out there. All right. Let's talk about the pitching. All right. The starting rotation, a lot of question marks. Right? How are these guys going to do against Houston Astros offense? The Astros offense, the Astros bats, we can't sleep on them. They have some great bats, and they did show that in the series. All right, but our pitching was able to come through when it mattered. All right, you talk about the first game with Nestor Cortes. He gave up 4 runs in 2 innings. It was a bit of a concern, but then from the 3rd through the 5th inning, he turned it around. All right, Carlos Rodon, he looked pretty good too. I was confident in Rodon. He only gave up the 1 run, and the bullpen came in, took care of the rest. They came in and did their job. Marcus Stroman, there was a little bit of a struggle there from him, but he still bounced back. Even with the defensive errors that the Yankees made, he didn't give up. He still went out there and pitched well. And then yesterday, Clark Schmidt, great performance. Clark Schmidt pitched extremely well. He gave up that solo home run to Altuve, but even then, to me, I think he had the best performance out of all the starters. So I have no complaints about the starting rotation and how they have performed. They went out, they pitched, they fought, and even if when they were stuck in some tight situations, they managed to come out of those tight situations. So starting rotation did an incredible job. With the bullpen's been looking great, particularly with Ian Hamilton, who has come in a few games and he's looked great. He comes in and he does his job. Right? He could be a closer. I know his name has been brought up in a closer role, but I like him as a setup man. I like him coming in, being able to pitch 1 or 2 innings. He could give you some solid innings. Jonathan Loaisiga, he can do the same thing. And Loaizaga, hopefully he can stay healthy and fulfill that Michael King role. Okay. We saw the performance from Nick Birdie, right? Nick Birdie's come in. He's looked pretty decent. All right. So everybody in some way, shape, or form is stepping up, and they're playing extremely well. And again, I know we're 4 games in, but to beat the Houston Astros on the road and to sweep them, I think says something, right? Because I know a lot of fans were nervous. They were, wondering how this team was going to look. There was a lot of question marks, and rightfully so, right? With Garrett Cole being hurt, he's not going to be around for a couple of months, but let's not forget Garrett Cole is still playing a huge role in that dugout. All right. So he is traveling with the team. So he is talking with the pitchers. He's basically another pitching coach in that dugout with Matt Blake being there. So he is a voice in that dugout. Let's not forget. All right. The Yankees backups, they have stepped up, right? John Birdie has stepped up. Oswaldo Cabrera is stepping up, with DJ LeMahieu's absence. So I know DJ is hurt. He's getting an MRI here in a couple of weeks, and we'll see what the MRI says. He's probably going to be out a little bit longer if I had to guess, right? So maybe he may be back around May or June. Depends on what the MRI says. And again, this is just my prediction. Well, we'll see what the timeline is. But this was a great opportunity for guys like Oswaldo Cabrera to come in and show what he's made of. And he has shown it so far. All right. So the series with Houston's done. The Yankees are 4-0. Now they go to Arizona to play the Diamondbacks. And this is going to be another test for the Yankees, right? Let's not sleep on the Arizona Diamondbacks. They are the defending NL champions, right? They played it very well in the postseason. They made it to the World Series. They lost, but they showed what kind of team they are. And it's going to be a good matchup. The Diamondbacks have a very young, dynamic team. So I know the Yankees are going to have to be ready for these guys, and I'm confident that they will be. And guess what? Luis Hill is pitching today. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what Luis Hill does on the mound. Remember, he beat out Will Warren to get that, to be the 5th man in the rotation. And he did extremely well this spring. His pitches have a lot of movement on them. I'm excited to see what he does. And I'm confident that he's going to come out firing on all cylinders. All right. So this game against this series against the Diamondbacks, it's going to be a fun one. I feel like there's going to be a bit of a challenge there for sure, because Diamondbacks, again, they have a great team, and they just signed Jordan Montgomery, which he will not pitch in this series against the Yankees. I did check the 3 games that they're going to play against Arizona, and Jordan Montgomery is not in that rotation. But they do have to face Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly Tuesday, Wednesday. All right. So I'm excited to see the series. I'm excited to see what the Yankees do against the Diamondbacks. But I'm happy so far with the start that the Yankees have got into, and let's see how they play moving forward. All right, it's a long season. So let's just enjoy this ride, and let's hope they continue this consistency, continue winning games, and coming through in clutch moments. And I'm excited, right? I'm excited for this team. So let me know what you all think. Let me know in the comments, what are you most excited about? Are there any improvements that you want to see with this team? Tell me if you agree, disagree. Let's load up the comments. Tell me how you're feeling about the 2024 Yankees so far. The only negative thing I'll say about the Yankees so far is just they're getting into too many double plays. That needs to come down, right? So whenever I see a double play, it just takes me back to last year, and it's just like, okay, I don't want to be reminded. But that's just me. But let me know in the comments. That's all I got for now. Let's load it up. And guys, if you all haven't yet, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video, share this out with anyone you know. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm on the road to 600 subscribers. And if any other news comes out, I'm going to let you know. So stay tuned. And I am going live tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see all of you there. And I'll see you all next time.